On day 1, I spawned into the freezing cold Alps as Super Sonic! Whoa, look at me! I'm super fast and solid gold! This is one thing cooler than being Sonic, even if I only have 10 hearts! I was so distracted by my own cool shiny skin that I didn't even notice a massive obsidian golem stomping towards me through the snow!
How? Who goes there?
You should have asked, who's Zo's there? Because I'm Zozo. It's nice to meet you.
This is no time to joke. Golems everywhere are under threat right now, and if I believe you might be involved with a threat against us, I'll need to take you in for questioning.
Sure, you can take me in for questioning, but you'll need to catch me first. I turned and ran off unbelievably fast, zipping across the Alps way faster than the obsidian golem could ever follow me. It felt like I was going to escape until I ran up into another obsidian golem standing right in front of me. What? How did you get here so fast?
I didn't. I'm another guy, you dingus. Now come with me before I smash you with my big golem fist.
Guess I can't argue with that. And with that, he led me away. On day 2, the huge obsidian golem led me back to a fortified base hidden deep in the Alps. I was led into a cell, and the obsidian golem locked the door behind me.
You better stay well behaved, Zozo. We don't want to hurt you if we don't have to. But if you make trouble for us, I'll make even bigger trouble for you.
Okay, I get it. You're a big scary golem. I won't mess with you.
Thank you for getting it. I didn't want to labor the point.
The golem left, and left me in an obviously not ideal situation. Darn, I really need to figure out how to get out of here, and figure out what's going on in the overworld. Clearly something isn't right.
You're not the only one who feels that way, mate.
I turned and saw a drop bear sitting in the cell with me. Somehow, I hadn't even noticed him in here.
G'day, I'm Dave. Dave the Drop Bear. I was on vacation from down under, sightseeing in the Alps, and these big nasty golem blokes wrapped me on the knuckles and dragged me in here.
You too, huh? I'm Zozo. It's nice to meet you, Dave. We need to figure out a way out of this place.
Well, I've tried myself, mate. If it was easy, I would have done it already.
Okay, let me think. I don't have any tools, but I do have super speed. Maybe if I run at the wall with enough speed, I can break a hole into it.
Couldn't hurt to try, mate. Well, it might hurt you to go into the wall really fast, but still, I encourage trying whenever I can.
I took an epic run up, well, as epic as the size of the cell allowed, and ran straight into the wall. It broke enough of the blocks to let me and Dave escape, even if the impact did take off a few hearts.
You're a legend, Zozo. I hope we meet again someday.
Same here, Dave. Be safe out there. So we both made our ways out into the world, hoping that those nasty obsidian golems wouldn't find us. On day 3, I continued traveling through the Alps, trying to find a safe way out, but my body was still aching from running into that wall at super speed. Ow, ow, ow. It worked, but in hindsight, I'm not sure why I thought that would be a good idea. But I wasn't just hurting, I was also hungry, and I needed to find some food soon, or I wouldn't even have the strength to run. What I'd do for a chili dog right now. But I didn't find a chili dog. Instead, I found some apples laying around and ate as many as I could to replenish my hunger bar. That's more like it. At least I won't starve and freeze up on this mountain. My relief was short-lived because a huge figure came rolling out of the snow towards me, even bigger and stronger than the obsidian golems. Oh no, I'm totally gonna be destroyed. I'm having terrible luck this week.
Be not afraid, stranger. I am Humbaba, the wise, brave, and honest, and seeing as you're wandering through the snow, alone and afraid, I assume you've had an unfortunate run-in with the golems.
How'd you guess?
Believe me, I have good reason to know. Come with me, stranger. I'll keep you safe, and you can help me with a little something I've been working on.
And so I followed Humbaba through the snow, having no idea what would happen next. From day 4 to day 5, we finally left the Alps and entered the ancient forest, which was actually a lot more comfortable than all the freezing cold of the Alps. We arrived at Humbaba's base a little while after, where he gave me my first set of stone tools and a stone sword. Why are you giving me these?
Because you need to get stronger, stranger. If you want to help me save the world, you need your own base, and you need to get better at fighting.
But what are you trying to save the world from, Humbaba? Oh, and by the way, my name's Zozo.
Once, they called me the king of the beasts. That means I ruled all the animals, and I did so kindly and fairly. Then came the cruel and diabolical golems, who toppled me from my throne and tried to capture and enslave all the animals I once represented.
That's terrible!
It certainly is. So go, Zozo, get stronger, and then return to me. We will save this world together.
I left Humbaba's base and went further into the ancient forest. Eventually, I found a decent clearing and started cutting down trees and mining stone to start building myself a cool little base. This is coming along well. It'll be nice to be in a room that I haven't been locked in by somebody else. But saying that out loud, ironically, attracted the attention of one of the obsidian golems who'd locked me up.
There you are! You owe us some emeralds after damaging our wall!
I don't owe you guys anything. Using my super speed, I ran in and attacked him with my stone sword, too fast for him to even fight back. Moments later, he was defeated, and I'd gained enough XP to level up. I got bigger, tougher, faster, and gained an awesome jump boost. I now also had 30 hearts instead of just 10. I'm really living up to my supersonic name. From day 6 to day 8, I was running back and forth through the ancient forest to test my super jumps and super speed. But along the way, I ran into an old friend, Dave the Drop Bear. Aw, hey Dave, fancy seeing you here.
Zozo, good to see you, mate. You're looking bigger and stronger since we last met each other. Have you been working out?
I have. Thank you for noticing. What are you doing in the ancient forest, Dave?
I've been laying low, mate. Keeping it old school. Those obsidian golems came looking for me.
You too? Gosh, it seems like Humbaba was right. These obsidian golems are never going to give up unless we stop them.
Humbaba? What's that?
Oh, just a friend of mine. One I should probably go and see. I returned to Humbaba, eager to take on my first mission and stop these awful golems from taking over our lives.
I'm glad you've come to realize how important our mission is, Zozo. But it's much bigger than just obsidian golems. It's all of them. Your first mission will be a trial by fire, literally. Go to the savannah and defeat the magma golem. If you are strong enough, victory will be yours.
From day 9 to day 10, I followed Humbaba's instructions and went out to the savannah. Boy, it's so hot out here. It almost makes me regret complaining about how cold the Alps were. But that heat wasn't just the climate. It was the heat coming off of a big, hot magma golem I was creeping up on. I approached carefully, ready to use a burst of speed to take him out with a surprise attack. But instead, he turned and caught me.
Are you trying to sneak up on me, you little creep? That's not a good idea. You won't like what I do to people who sneak up on me.
Don't worry, nobody is ever gonna do it again after this, cause I'm gonna defeat you. Humbaba told me exactly where to find you, and here you are.
You're one of Humbaba's goons? That makes all too much sense.
I'm not a goon, I'm a hero. Let's go. I ran in at super speed and used my jump boost to leap over him. I pulled out my stone sword and attacked him as fast as I could. He turned and landed a few powerful hits on me, but in the end, I was victorious. Wow, I lost a lot of hearts in that battle. This isn't good.
That's where I come in.
I turned and saw that Dave the Drop Bear was walking towards me again. Dave, how did you find me?
Pure luck. I had some commotion and ran right over. Yeah, I have a healing potion, mate.
I drank the potion that Dave gave me and felt my heart's replenishing.
Why are you out here anyway, Zozo?
My friend Humbaba sent me out here to fight the magma golem. It was harder than I thought.
He sends you on dangerous missions. That's a strange thing for a friend to do.
We've got an important goal, Dave. You wouldn't understand. Thanks for the health potion, though. I'll pay you back for this someday. And with that, I ran off at the speed of sound to tell Humbaba about my victory. From day 11 to day 12, I rushed back to the ancient forest to tell Humbaba the good news.
Welcome back, Zozo. Were you successful in your mission?
I sure was. It was pretty tough, but I managed to defeat the magma golem just like you asked.
Excellent. But our work is far from over. If we are going to truly win the battle against the golems, you must become stronger. Get yourself some iron armor and weapons, then return to the savannah to seek out the remaining golems there. We must eradicate them from the land.
Oh, that sounds kind of intense.
Don't you trust me?
Well, I have no reason not to, so I guess I'll get going. I journeyed to a nearby cave and started looking for some iron ore. After a little while, I managed to find some. Time to make some new gear with this. I used the iron to fashion some iron armor, an iron sword, and an iron pickaxe. As I was getting ready to leave the cave, the obsidian golem appeared. He looked pretty mad.
There you are, Humbaba's evil henchman.
Why do you guys keep saying stuff like that? I'm a good guy.
Good guys don't run around attacking innocent golems.
He attacked me, but I fought back, and before too long, I had managed to defeat him. From day 13 to day 15, I took my new gear and traveled back to the savannah. There has to be some golems around here somewhere. As I was exploring, I spotted a raccoon cowering behind a tree. Excuse me, have you seen any golems making trouble around here?
Eek! Please don't hurt me!
What? I'm not gonna hurt you.
And you were here earlier, fighting the magma golem!
So that I can help free the animals, like you. I'm trying to help.
Help? I didn't need your help! That magma golem was my friend! He just threw me a birthday party last week! You're ruining everything! You and your horrible boss!
I decided to leave the raccoon alone before I made matters worse. Something feels wrong. I'd better go back to Humbaba and talk to him about this. From day 16 to day 19, I returned to the ancient forest to ask Humbaba what the heck was going on. I'm probably just misunderstanding, or maybe that raccoon had me mixed up with someone else. When I got there, Humbaba looked really busy, but I decided to talk to him anyway. Hey, so when I got to the savannah, there was this raccoon and…
I don't have time for this. I have important matters to attend to. Come back when you've done what I asked.
Jeez, he's in a bad mood. I decided to go back to my base so I could take a moment to think. When I got there, Dave the Drop Bear was waiting for me.
Zozo, it's a mess, mate. That Humbaba friend of yours is attacking a bunch of animals and golems in the savannah. It's chaos.
What? That doesn't sound like him. I'll go check it out. I rushed there as fast as I could, and sure enough, Humbaba was stomping around and attacking everyone in sight. What are you doing?
Don't tell me you've lost your nerve now. I'm just doing what needs to be done, reclaiming my rightful place on the throne as king of the beasts.
Wait a second, you're not trying to help anyone. You just want to be in charge again.
Took you long enough to figure it out.
You tricked me! I couldn't stand there and watch anymore. I ran at him with my sword drawn and attacked, but he was too strong. He knocked me down with only one hit. I tried to get back up, but he hit me again, and everything went dark. From day 20 to day 22, I finally woke up, still in the savannah. I couldn't see Humbaba anywhere. Must have knocked me out and finished what he started. This place is a disaster. I can't believe he misled me like that. I feel like such a fool. I'm so sorry, everyone. If you need a place to stay while your homes are rebuilt, you can go to my base. After I gave them the invitation, I traveled back to my base to make some much-needed improvements. We don't have enough room for guests right now. I'll need to expand. I built an additional room, and I was going to add more, but only Dave the Drop Bear showed up.
Sure, it's okay for me to stay here.
Definitely. Welcome home.
Thanks, mate. For what it's worth, I don't think you're bad. You were doing what you thought was right. Now you know better. It's never too late to turn things around and fight for the good guys.
From day 23 to day 26, I decided to go back to where I started, before Humbaba filled my head with lies, the Alps. When I got there, I saw a vicious hellhound chasing after a poor, defenseless roadrunner. Now's my chance to do something good and actually start helping people who need it. Hold on, I'll save you.
Meep meep! Hurry! I can't run this fast forever!
I sprang into action, running as fast as I could, and jumped in front of the hellhound, blocking its path. With my iron sword, I managed to hold back the beast and rescue the roadrunner from its jaws. But it wasn't defeated yet. The roadrunner ran off down the road, leaving me to finish my battle with the hellhound. I was worried I wouldn't make it, but I finally managed to defeat it. As I stood there, catching my breath, I felt my hearts increase to 50, and I gained the ability to climb walls. From day 27 to day 31, I found some lost sheep wandering around the Alps. They didn't have anywhere to stay, so I invited them to come live at my base. I quickly traveled back to my base to build a pen for the sheep. There, perfect for some sheep to sleep. Haha, sleep sheep, that rhymes.
Sure does, mate. Hey, if you're done improvising poetry about farm animals, wanna come see what I built?
Sure. I followed Dave into the base, and he showed me a new room that wasn't there before.
Yeah, it's a storage room. We can keep all sorts of things in here. Armor, swords, boomerangs, you name it.
That's great. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, back in the ancient forest, Humbaba had found a new henchman, someone terrifying and powerful, a slave and warder, ready to follow his every order.
Zozo's foolishness might have delayed my plans a little, but with your help, we can still erase all golems from this land and make me king again. Yes, my liege. All shall bow before you or perish.
From day 32 to day 35, I returned to the Alps and made my way to the golem base where I was held prisoner before. I had to make things right with the golems and show them that I was on their side. The obsidian golem there wasn't very happy to see me.
You dare show your face here again? After all you've done, I should have you locked up and throw away the key.
Wait, don't! He ran at me and attacked me, but I dodged. I'm not here to fight. I want to say I'm sorry. I was tricked by Humbaba. I thought you guys were the danger, but I know better now. I want to help.
If you truly wish to help, then there is someone you should meet. Follow me.
He led me to a wise ancient gold golem.
Hello, my son.
I'm your son? There's not much family resemblance.
It's just an expression, but I should warn you, if you wish to aid us in the battle against Humbaba, you are in for a difficult fight. Once, he was the king of the beasts, but he took that title by force, by terrifying and imprisoning all animals that opposed him. The golems freed the animals, and he swore revenge. Now it seems the time has come for him to try and take his power back.
We can't let him.
I agree. Fight valiantly, young Zozo. I will help you however I can.
From day 36 to day 39, I traveled back to my base, thinking about the gold golem's words. This is going to be a difficult fight, so I need some better equipment. I'd better find some more iron. I went back down into the cave and mined until I had enough iron to finish my set of armor. While I was looking, I found a few diamonds too. I'll bring these back to the base to use later.
Crikey, look what I found. Zozo, look at this.
I followed the sound of Dave's voice and saw what he was talking about, a Kyther. Awesome, let's bring it back with us. When Dave and I got back to the base, there was a prismarine golem waiting for us.
Zozo, the gold golem sent me to find you. You need to come meet with him immediately. It's a matter of life and death.
Then I guess I gotta go fast. From day 40 to day 43, I returned to the Alps to find what the gold golem so urgently wanted to tell me.
Zozo, thank you for getting here so quickly. I have important information for you about Humbaba's grand scheme. You see...
But before he could finish his sentence, we were both interrupted by a huge crashing sound. I turned and saw a slave and warder attacking the golem base.
I am here for the head of the traitorous Zozo.
You can't have my head. I need it for thinking of stuff.
Face me and fight, little coward.
I'm not a coward, but I know an unfair fight when I see one. No thanks. I ran away from the slave and warder, and in the process, ran into the gold golem again.
Run, Zozo, protect yourself. We can handle ourselves here. The golems are used to doing battle with Humbaba's many goons.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Then I won't. You know what to do.
I ran out of there as fast as I could, as the slave and warder continued trying to tear the base apart. From day 44 to day 49, I was laying low at my base, still shaken from seeing the relentless attack of the slave and warder. It's lucky that I'm the fastest thing alive, or I don't know how I would have escaped that monster. I need to be more careful. Soon after that, I got a personal visit from the gold golem, and for once, he had some good news for me.
Zozo, my son, lend me your ear.
Gold golem, I'm so glad you're okay, and that your obsidian golems managed to repel the attack.
We did, at a great cost. My men are rebuilding the base as best they can, but more importantly, I have been studying the sacred texts for answers to our Humbaba problem, and I think I may have what we need.
Oh, tell me, gold golem, please.
A battle axe buried somewhere deep and dark, once wielded by a great hero who used it to slay some ancient evil. The legends say that the battle axe still has some of his power.
That sounds like exactly what we need to defeat Humbaba. Where can we find it?
This is where my knowledge ends. You must journey to the savannah and find the glowstone golem elder. Perhaps he will have the answers that you seek.
Thankfully, with my speed, it won't take me long to get there. From day 50 to day 53, I used my super speed to reach the savannah in record time. I waited until nightfall, knowing it would be a lot easier to find the glowstone golem in the dark. When the darkness crept in, I started my search, running end to end in the savannah until I saw a distinctive glow in the middle of a clearing. I approached and saw him standing there, as though he knew I was coming. The glowstone golem! Glowstone golem, my name is Zozo, and I humbly come to you, searching for help in defeating a great evil.
Speak!
My friend, the gold golem, told me of an ancient battle axe that might be able to defeat the evil Humbaba. Do you know where I could find such an axe?
It would not matter if you could find it.
Wait, what do you mean?
You are not strong enough to wield that ancient battle axe. When you are ready to use it, only then will you find it.
What?
I have spoken. Away with you, Zozo. Do not seek the battle axe. The battle axe will seek you, if you deserve it.
And like that, the conversation was over. I went back to my base, moving much more slowly this time, feeling completely defeated. From day 54 to day 57, I returned to the Alps, planning on telling the gold golem the bad news, that his glowstone elder hadn't told me anything useful. But that's when something even worse happened. The terrifying Slaven warder hopped out right in front of me.
There you are, you sad little glittery worm! You dared defy the great King Humbaba, and you keep running away from the justice you so richly deserve!
Why do you work for him, warder? He's no king, he's just a bully who thinks he's the best. Don't you know he thinks you're just as below him as everyone else?
Of course I'm below him! He is the king, and we are all his loyal subjects. We exist to serve him, and those who refuse to serve him shouldn't exist, including you, Zozo.
The Slaven warder immediately lunged at me, and one attack from him took off a scary number of hearts. There was no way I could fight him off like this. I just needed to run away as fast as I could, which thankfully, as Super Sonic, was really, really fast. Meanwhile, at Humbaba's base, his evil plot was marching ever further.
So, Zozo is seeking out the battle axe. Excellent. He'll do all the hard work, and then I'll take it from him. I'm so good at this.
From day 58 to day 62, I came back to my base, still feeling jittery from my encounter with the Slaven warder. I need to get stronger weapons and armor. If I don't, I could be toast if I get ambushed by Humbaba or his Slaven warder. But at least, when I arrived at my base again, Dave the Drop Bear had some cool news for me.
Zozo, me old cobber, I've been working on a bit of a construction project while you were gone. For starters, I made a furnace for all your smelting needs, but I've also been working on putting together a bunker in case everything goes sideways.
This is awesome, Dave. Is there anything I can do to help?
Well, I've been running low on stone. You could go and get me some. That'd be a huge help, mate.
Happy to have something to take my mind off of the threats at hand, I went to a nearby cave to mine Dave some extra stone. But while I was down there, I also got lucky and found some diamonds. Finally, my luck is starting to change. I went back to the base and gave Dave a bunch of stone blocks, and then visited the furnace to forge some new items with my diamonds. A diamond helmet, a diamond sword, and a diamond pickaxe. Let's see that Slaven warder try to mess with me now. From day 63 to day 66, I met with the gold golem at my base again. He'd managed to make a good break in the case.
After studying further texts, I found a potential answer to our troubles, Zozo. Interpreting all the clues, I believe that the battle axe may be in the Brimstone Caverns, where it is guarded by a terrible beast.
That's at least 50% good news. Do you have any idea how I can enter the Brimstone Caverns?
I've heard tell of a secret door somewhere in the ancient forest that leads directly to the Brimstone Caverns without a nether portal. Let us go and find it. There is no time to waste.
Gold Golem and I ran out into the ancient forest, searching for the legendary door, and eventually we did find it. There was only one problem. It was locked. Is there any way you can open it with magic, Gold Golem?
I'm afraid only a special key can open a door like that, Zozo.
Oh, figures. From day 67 to day 70, with the key still out of reach, I decided I'd build some extra strength by helping the Gold Golem with a favor up in the Alps.
A powerful Tartarus has been rampaging through the Alps. I don't believe it works with Humbaba or any of his men, but his threat needs to be neutralized one way or another. He's too distracting to our mission.
I'll see what I can do. It'll be nice to feel like I've done something useful for once. Using my supersonic super speed, I blasted my way through the Alps until I came upon the Tartarus. It was as big and scary as I expected, but I pulled out my diamond sword and jumped into the fight. It wasn't easy, but eventually I fought the monster to a standstill, but I didn't destroy it. Instead, I spoke to it.
You are a valiant fighter, stranger. I admire your strength and grit. What would you ask of me?
Just stop causing trouble around here, okay? The golems have enough to deal with right now.
I respect your wishes. Good luck on your quest.
True to his word, the Tartarus left the Alps. From day 71 to day 74, I returned to my base, only to see that someone had completely wrecked it. Confused and afraid, I ran in to see what had happened. Thankfully, Dave the Drop Bear was okay, and he told me the whole story.
It was terrible, Zozo. That nasty blighter, the Slavin Warder, showed up and attacked the base. He was looking for you, and he was turning everything upside down trying to find you. And when he didn't, he just stole that Carther I found for you a few weeks ago.
I'm sick of that heinous henchman. No more being cowardly. I'm going to hunt that creep down and fight him on his own territory.
That sounds like a plan, Zozo. That nasty Slavin Warder has had it too good for too long.
As I prepared the plan for my counterattack, Humbaba, back at his base, was refining a plan of his own.
We have the door. My minion has the key. When Zozo takes it and clears the path for me, the battle axe will be mine.
From day 75 to day 78, Dave the Drop Bear had fully repaired the base and added a perimeter wall in case someone came to attack the base again. We still left a door in the front for visitors, such as the Gold Golem, who came over to give me a gift before I led my assault on the Slavin Warder.
I have a gift for you, Zozo. A firework crossbow. It's a powerful ranged weapon that may give you the advantage you need.
Wow, Gold Golem, this is awesome! Thank you!
We have a lot riding on this quest, Zozo. I have reason to believe that the Slavin Warder may hold the key to opening the door in the ancient forest. If you can defeat the Warder, you can defeat Humbaba once and for all.
Finally understanding the true importance of my mission, I took the firework crossbow and left to battle the Slavin Warder outside of Humbaba's base. From day 79 to day 84, I arrived outside Humbaba's base, ready to face the Slavin Warder. He was waiting outside, like he knew that I was coming.
I will destroy you now, Zozo, to show my loyalty to my beloved king!
That might be the saddest thing I've ever heard, dude. I fired my firework crossbow at him, stunning him before running in with my super speed and delivering a volley of attacks with my diamond sword. I never gave up, just striking him again and again. Once my assault was over, the Slavin Warder was destroyed, and I had enough XP to level up again. I reached full power and full speed with 100 hearts and a whirlwind attack. The Slavin Warder also dropped both my Kythar and a key to the door in the ancient forest. Huh, that's convenient. Still, I can't look a Slavin Warder in the mouth. Time to go and get that battle axe. And so, I set off back towards my base, having no idea that I was playing right into Humbaba's hands. From day 85 to day 89, before heading to the door in the ancient forest, I arrived at my base to give Dave the Drop Bear the good news.
So you found the key after all. Good on you, mate. Since we're sharing good news, I'm pretty much done with the defense bunker. If you want, you can add the final block.
I'd be honored to, Dave. I added the last block, finishing the bunker for good, and then I ran over to the ancient forest door. It's now or never. Time to get this battle axe. I unlocked the door and went inside. The brimstone caverns were dark and frightening, and I remembered what the Gold Golem had told me about the frightening monster guarding the battle axe. And then I ran into the monster, a huge, scary Cerberus. Good doggy? I unleashed a whirlwind attack on the Cerberus and then pulled out my Kythar. The Cerberus was one of the toughest and most vicious enemies I'd faced, but in the end, I defeated it. The battle axe was mine! From day 90 to day 94, I was ready to leave the Brimstone Caverns with my battle axe and defeat Humbaba and his evil minions once and for all. I expected I'd need to go all the way to his base to fight him, but no. He was waiting for me in the Brimstone Caverns, staring into my soul.
Thank you for collecting my battle axe for me, Zozo. I would have done it myself, but being the king of beasts is busy work.
Me and the other animals will never accept you as our king. You have no authority.
Oh, believe me, Zozo. With that axe, I have all the authority I need. No golem nor beast will be able to stand against me. Because I'm feeling generous, I'll give you one more chance. Since the slave in water is gone, I need a new second in command. It could be you.
It'll never be me. Ever!
Fine, then perish.
And just like that, the ground exploded beneath me, and I fell down into a chasm in the floor. I was knocked out, and when I woke up, I realized that the battle axe was gone from my inventory. Oh no, Humbaba must have taken it! From day 95 to day 97, I used my wall climbing ability to get out of the pit that Humbaba had trapped me in. With the battle axe, I had no way of knowing what terrible things he could be getting up to now. I left the Brimstone Caverns at light speed, needing to get to the Alps and warn the gold golem that Humbaba was probably going to come straight for them. And I was right, but I was too late to do anything about it. The golem's fortress was in ruins, and the only survivor, the gold golem, was barely clinging on to life. I ran in and tried to help him, but it was too late.
Zozo, you're alive, so that monster lied. That's a small solace, at least.
I'm so sorry that I wasn't here in time to save you, Gold Golem. You did so much for me, and I let you down.
Don't worry about me, Zozo. You need to go back to your base. That's where he'll be heading next. Go, quickly, before it's too late, my son.
The Gold Golem was right. As he passed on, I ran off in the direction of my base as quickly as I possibly could. On day 98, I returned to my base, only to find that more terrible things had unfolded. The whole place was in ruins, and Dave the Drop Bear was hiding behind a piece of mostly destroyed wall, trying to remain hidden. Oh no, even moving at the speed of sound, I still wasn't fast enough to stop Humbaba. When he heard my voice, Dave finally felt safe enough to emerge.
Crikey, Zozo, I thought you were a goner. I'm so happy you're okay, mate. I'm only alive because I hid inside the bunker we made.
And I'm so sorry that I didn't get back in enough time to stop Humbaba from doing all of this. I don't even have the battle axe anymore. He took that too. We've got no hope of stopping him.
Don't talk like that, Zozo. You've gotten us this far. I just know you can take us the rest of the way. You're the fastest thing alive, aren't you? If that nasty creep stole the battle axe, who better than you to steal it back and end all of this?
You're right, Dave. I need to run towards this, not away from it. It's time for us to finally win. So, at the speed of sound, I set off to take back what was rightfully ours. On day 99, I blasted through the ancient forest towards Humbaba's base. Nothing would stop me from getting inside and stealing back that axe. You're gonna regret ever messing with this supersonic Humbaba. I arrived and did a super jump over the wall, clearing it effortlessly. When I landed, I saw Humbaba standing there, seeming surprised to see me.
Are you here to submit to me, Zozo?
Nope, I'm not here for you at all. I sped off, running away from Humbaba and traveling deeper into his base until I came upon a chest that looked important. I looked inside and found exactly what I was looking for, the battle axe. I could feel the power, the strength, and the pull of destiny. I was ready to take on the beast that had caused so many people so much pain and get rid of him and his evil for good. On day 100, full of power and fury, as well as my incredible speed, I returned to Humbaba, wielding the battle axe I'd taken back from him. The wannabe king of beasts was waiting for me.
Are you this eager to be destroyed, Zozo? You're traveling towards a dead end at the speed of sound. All the chances I've given you to give up and swear fealty to me, your true king.
The only thing you're the king of is being an arrogant windbag. I'm sick of hearing you brag and posture about how cool you are when all you do is destroy things. You're not a ruler, you're a monster.
If I'm a monster, Zozo, come and slay me if you think you are strong enough.
Careful what you wish for, your highness. The battle was on! Using my supersonic speed, I unleashed a whirlwind on Humbaba, throwing him off his rhythm. But I didn't stop there. I sped in and struck him with the battle axe, moving too fast for him to hit me or defend himself. I struck him again and again, knowing that soon it'd finally be over. And then it was. Humbaba had been destroyed, and I was the one who did it. Humbaba will never destroy or enslave anyone ever again. We're all free.